What's up, Gems? This is your girl, Kim B, coming to you again with another video. And today we're going to actually talk about menopause. And I know some of you can relate about this subject. But before I jump into it, I just want to make sure that if you like what you see, that you hit the like button. Also, if you hit the subscribe button, it will notify you when a new video is posted. All right, so let's get into it. Uh, this has been a grueling subject. I never thought that, actually, I didn't know. When I knew about menopause, I knew, um, all I knew is women sweat a lot. I never knew what it really entailed, what people were going through, how it affects you emotionally, how you feel like you're in a constant roller coaster. You have your own climate control, your own personal climate control. It's just so much. And it makes me think about a lot of things that we go through as women. Anywhere from the becoming, that and that moment in your life when you have your first cycle, or when that comes, the education that comes behind it. Most of us didn't receive an education on, what to expect, the things that you're going to go through. And I know when I first got my cycle, my mom told me a little bit, but it wasn't to where like I really understood. And I don't think most people, do that unless you have someone who's like in the medical industry, or, knows a lot about, what it is that women go through and how early should we be educating our daughters. But needless to say, this is where we're at right now, going through the motions of life. I want to say, I feel like, I think, if I remember correctly, when I started my first cycle, I was about maybe 12 or 13, somewhere in there, between 12 and 13. But again, no one really explains about the cramps and what you're going to be experiencing. I've had some friends that went through some things. Um, and a lot of that stuff I didn't go through, like the terrible cramps and stuff like that. I had my moments where I had, the cramping and not feeling well, stomach always hurting, back hurting. The back didn't really start till I got older. But all those things that affect you, and the emotional roller coaster, because some girls that I went to school with, they were going through the motions at an early age. Just the different changes that your body goes through. Um, and in school we got the sex education, of course, if depending on the type of parents you had. Don't do this, don't do that, but not really educating the significance behind womanhood. I just feel like even at the age of 45 that I still have so much more to learn about myself. I've had two children. And yes, I am one who had a couple of abortions. Um, and I will say that that is not a very easy subject to talk about because there's so many regrets that I had. A lot of stuff that I could have been told about some things. I can't really go back that far, but there are things that I wish that I knew then of what I know now. Making that decision is never easy. And I thought I was doing the right thing when I did it. A lot of some of the decisions that I made was because I was embarrassed. And I knew that a lot of people had great hopes in me to accomplish some things. But unfortunately, life takes its own turn. So I had 3 abortions, um, all of which I do regret. I feel like a lot of stuff that I'm going through is a result of doing this to my body. Um, Again, not being educated on, what happens when you remove something from the womb that the womb has formed. Um, I didn't get that. I didn't understand it. And it's not too many moments that go by that I don't regret those decisions. I wish I could have done things a lot different, protected myself. As a matter of fact, not even having sex until I was married. Um, and I did. It wasn't that I wasn't taught, because I was. I grew up in the church and I was taught, you need to be married before you have sex. And I'm not really going to dive into, a lot of that, just because it's another conversation for another day. However, so we make these decisions, and sometimes we make quick decisions, fast decisions. Sometimes they're not always, a decision that you get to make, as an individual. Some decisions, and some people know what I'm talking about, were based upon someone else's wants instead of your own. Just the same as when we lay down, we don't always, and as a woman, we have to take accountability for our roles, when we lay down and we do what we do, um, and I have to be accountable, because those decisions weren't based upon just what someone else wanted. Some of the decisions were based upon, where I was at in my life. I'm embarrassed. I already have 2 children, and I'm not married. The father, I don't really trust him to stick around. So it was quick. It was the quickest decision, but I just didn't know what it was going to do to me mentally and physically. So for many years, um, it's always weighed on me. And, I try to forgive myself for it, but it's not an easy thing to do. But I'm here to talk about it. So I made those decisions to abort those babies. I've had situations where people weren't very happy about it. um, but again, it was my decision to make. And yes, I do still live with those regrets, but life has moved on. I prayed about it. I asked God for forgiveness. Um, and I moved on. But like I said, from time to time, it still bothers me. So, anyways, fast forward through life. I want to say I probably was like 26, 27, and I started noticing different things going on with my body. Just your body's just going through so much, even with your cycles. I couldn't figure out why. At one point in time, I was just sick all the time, and I was going through so many different elements, only to find out I ended up with endometriosis. And the endometriosis, I went through this whole. It lasted for about maybe 3, 4 years before I actually ended up getting, going to the doctor to find out, what is going on. This is crazy. My cycles started going bananas, and I just couldn't get a grasp on everything. So I finally went to the doctor. They ran some tests and found that I did have endometriosis. And so I went through the whole process with that. Um, I did the Lupron shot for a little while. Um, didn't really make much of a difference. But during that time that I did do the Lupron shot, um, I ended up getting diagnosed with pseudotumor, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but basically it's fluid from my spine that swells to my brain and causes excruciating headaches. So I ended up having to get off the Lupron shot because they were trying to figure out what was causing that problem. I don't know. I just remember the doctor saying that at that time, I could stand to lose some weight, which I could. And I'm sure it was a contributing factor, but even around that time, I was dealing with depression. So I really wasn't taking care of myself like I should have been. Just trying to just going through the motions of life. Sometimes I just feel like, I'm just here. I had two children to take care of. It was rough. It was very rough. But I'm blessed at the end of the day. But again, like I said, I went through that whole motions with taking a Lupron shot. Now, with that Lupron shot, it was sending me through early menopause. And I didn't really, again, all I thought menopause was just the sweats, like you sweating all the time. So I stopped that, and it still kept going. But it wasn't bad, it wasn't super bad. It would come every now and again. And so I just was like, okay, well, this is only happening every now and again. Maybe it'll eventually stop. And it did. It eventually stopped. But then it would always come back from time to time. Every now and again, I would see a cycle. And to the point where now it's starting to get through, as far as the cycle goes, I might have one once a year. And now that I'm where I am at the age that I'm at now, which is 45, I don't have any cycles, but I do know my body's still going through the motions. And with where I'm at right now, this is exhausting. Like the sweating, it just it happens all time of the day. Like it's bananas. Like I'm at work, and I could be standing there having a full-blown conversation, and somebody's watching me go from dry to wet. And it's just, I'm tired. I am so tired of this. It's up and down all the time. So with I've tried a few different things. I'm a lot nervous more now about going to the doctor, because I just kind of feel like in my past and dealing with doctors, I've gone through so much just dealing with all the different medicines, everybody who gives you different answers about different things, just to the point where I'm just over it. I'm over it. I'm tired of going, but I do know I need to go. However, I just want something natural, something that I don't have to go to a pharmacy to pick up, because I just feel like my body can't take much more of this medication that people want to constantly give you. It's something for everything. And half the stuff they give you, to me, creates a whole nother problem. Or I don't understand why you're giving me something for one issue, and that's not even my issue, but yet you're giving it to me to help with the issue that I already got. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. So I do plan to go to a holistic doctor outside of my regular PC, and just get another perspective on how I can help myself, but do it on a natural level, without being medicated. And I do understand, and this is no way, shape, or form telling anyone else that they need to stop and don't go to the doctors, don't listen to them. And I'm not saying that, because everybody's experience is different. I'm just talking about my own personal experience and what I've been dealing with. I just don't want to be medicated. Okay, I don't want to be on anybody's prescriptions unless push comes to shove and I have to be, then, that's what has to happen. But right now, while I'm willing and I'm able to, because us as women, or just people individually, period, but we're talking about us women right now, our bodies should be able to heal itself naturally. We shouldn't be going through all the motions that we're going through. I'm so afraid of so many things. Like, I was watching, I forget, was it the Clark sisters or something on, I think it was like a Lifetime channel movie or something like that. But the one sister ended up, I think she was going through the change of life. And after I saw that, I got so nervous and scared. I was like, oh my gosh, she's going through the same thing I'm going through. But what if I end up with what she got, And nothing terrible didn't happen, but she was going through it. And then she ended up with cancer. So that was the one thing. But she beat it. You know what I'm saying? She was able to get past it. Now, if it, came back, that I'm not aware of, but in the movie, it just made me think a lot about what I was dealing with and what I was going through, and how I just didn't want to be on anybody else's medication. I just wanted to find a supplement that is good, that can work, and learning how to not always run to the doctor for everything, because I feel like some things we can just do on our own, to help naturally heal our bodies. There's so many things out here that got too much of some kind of something in it. So I'm just at that place in my life where I just rather find some alternative methods to, um, getting my body to begin to heal itself. And even if I'm going through the changes, I'm sure there are so many natural things that we can do to help assist in this process. And that's where I'm at. I did find a couple of things that work, but mainly I tried this new, product. It's called Esterval, or I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I did a little skit on it, but it's from a wellness store. And since I've been taking it, you probably can't tell right now, but since I've been taking it, the sweats have completely slowed down. It's not as often. Like, I would bust the sweat 10 times in a day. Those have started slowing down. I'll even take magnesium at night because I can't, sometimes I can't sleep. I think the worst of everything with this whole thing is my energy level. And I just feel sometimes I don't know. I can't really describe it. It's like you zone in. It's like your energy. It's like if I don't do something the very beginning of the day, it's not going to get done at all. Like, I have to be up early getting things done. But then there's just times where I don't want to get up. I don't want to move. I don't want to do anything. And finding motivation is so hard to do when you feel like you don't have any energy. And there's times that I've sweated so much throughout the day, by the time I get off of work, I don't want to do anything but go home, lay down, and call it a day. Like, I don't really want to talk to anybody. And that's not how I'm trying to be. I'm trying to make some things happen in my life. As far as my business go, I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to do something different. It took me so long to get to this place, and when I finally decided to do it, I'm struggling with just getting my energy up. I should be able to come home, pop the camera on, but I just feel like by the end of the day, I feel zapped. Like, I was supposed to post this yesterday, but my energy was just so down. Like, I just could not get up. I couldn't get motivated, and I couldn't move. What little bit of energy that I did have, I did another video for something else, but that was it. That's all I could give. I was out. Especially on Saturday, I went to vote. I had the things that I needed to do. I was supposed to go and look for a car. I'm in the process of, buying a new car. I was supposed to go to my cousin's baby shower. Didn't make that. But it wasn't because I was tired. Well, part of it was, but it was mainly because I went to go vote. And let me tell y'all, that was the longest process I ever been through in my entire life. I will never, ever, ever vote and have to stand or stay in a line, even if it's curbside voting. I'm not sitting 3 hours again just to do that. No, not gonna happen. And then to walk away with a sticker, I felt like I needed more compensation for my 3 hours that I had to stand there, and or had to sit there and wait for other people, to get them voting. I mean, it was a nice turnout, don't get me wrong, and it went very well, but it just took forever to do. So, but by the time we got done with that, I just felt like, though I had no energy. I went home. I was like, I can't, came home and went straight to bed. Like, I couldn't do nothing else. I felt exhausted. And that's what I'm talking about. It just feels like your energy level. You get a little bit of energy and that goes so fast, and you don't even have time to do everything that you want to do because you feel exhausted. And I'm at a place where I'm trying to figure out what I can do for my energy. I mean, the sweating that slowed down, and a lot of that, which is good, but now I'm at a place I'm trying to get my energy level back up. So I'm still working on that. Um, so if anybody got some tips, please leave me some tips in the comments on what you're doing to increase your energy. I'm also trying to factor in my diet as well. Been trying a few different new things, trying to get used to changing some things up. I did a weight loss journey just not too long ago. I lost about 100 pounds. Yay for me. And we'll talk about that on another day as well. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to lose weight is because of my energy, the different things I was doing. Just trying to get myself in a better position than where I'm at. So I mean, just at this point, it's like I feel like I'm gradually getting there, but there's still, like the energy, just not having it. And I just feel like sometimes my emotions are just like blah, like I can't get emotional. I can't cry. I'm noticing how I changed. I'm changing. I've never been a rude person, not intentionally. I noticed something about myself. I want to say it was Saturday, and I went to the post office, and I thought I was being cute though. Okay, I really thought I was being cute, but what I noticed was I was at the post office and I was in line with I was in the line trying to ship some stuff. And this lady said, "Excuse me." And I just realized that I never acknowledged her. And I never do stuff like that. And I don't know what came over me. And it happened again the following day. Like someone said hi to me and I didn't acknowledge them. And when I thought about it and I got to moving around, I felt so bad. I was like, what is wrong with me? What in the world? Like I just cannot figure it out. And it's not my nature to be that way, but I don't know what happened. I have no idea, but I'm not a rude person. I try not to be that way because I believe that however you want to be treated, you have to treat others just as well. So you put out that type of energy, that's the energy you're going to receive. And so that's not what I want, and that's not how I'm trying to be. And these are the things that I'm trying to fix about myself. When I see something that is out of the ordinary, or I'm feeling some type of way that's out of the ordinary, then I need to address it. I need to figure it out, because if I don't, things become stagnant. I start seeing myself not doing the things that I've always wanted to do, or started doing and then fall off all the time. So today I was listening to and a huge shout out to DoDash. I just, for some reason, my best friend he sent me her video, but I hadn't looked at it. And one day, here was it Friday, I believe, I came across her video, and I just got so much encouragement for her. So shout out to DoDash. Thank you so much for sharing your personal experiences and your journeys. It's amazing. So I do plan to, stay tuned. But I just wanted to mention that, like, sometimes you just have to find certain things that are going to inspire you to keep you, for you to keep pushing in the direction you're trying to go. So with that being said, I am going to end this channel now because I have to finish cooking. But I just wanted to stop in and say what's up. I do apologize. My goal is to make sure that I have a video out every Sunday until I can get better with posting more videos on a regular basis, more than just once a week. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you guys again next Sunday, or you'll see me again next Sunday. And till then, bye.